Horsemen in Ohio have worked long and hard to let their elected officials know how big a benefit racinos would be, both to the Buckeye equine industry and the state treasury. Last week, the governor announced he was on their side. Hi everyone, I'm John Pavlak. Welcome back to Eye on Harness Racing. Ohio Governor John Kasich has given the go-ahead to installing video lottery terminals in Ohio's 7 commercial racetracks, which should breathe life into the state's racing and breeding industries. I spoke with Jerry Knappenberger, General Manager of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, and asked the obvious question, what's the next step?
It's unclear at the moment how they will proceed. It's definitely going to have some legislative language needs to be added, probably not in the budget bill, but probably maybe in standalone piece of legislation. But how much detail and how quickly that happens as of today, we don't know.
All right, Jerry, if everything goes 100% in our favor, how soon is the $64 question?
Well, absent of a lawsuit, which one has already been threatened, theoretically, if this gets done before the legislators go home for summer recess, our tracks, I think, are prepared to do temporary buildings, and this could be up sometime next year.
There's also talk that some racetracks will actually be moving. What impact will that have on the sport and the horsemen?
It does bring about some changes. Again, too much to be decided, and don't know how quickly that can be will be worked out or how that'll all play out as we speak today.
Be a witness when the best harness drivers from around the world meet here in the 25th World Driving Championship, the richest and most important driving tournament in the world. The star-studded field will include Denmark's Birger Jorgensen, the reigning world champion, Australia's Chris Lewis, a 4,000 race winner, New Zealand's Dexter Dunn, the young Kiwi champion, Sweden's Bjorn Goop, his country's leading driver and Elite Lap winner, Germany's Michael Nimchek, his country's driving champion, France's Frank Navard, a 2-time Prix d'Amérique winner, Italy's Enrico Belli, the reigning European champion, Spain's Juan Roseo, a 2-time European champion, Canada's Jody Jamieson, Canadian national champ and 2001 world champion, and the United States' Jason Bartlett, now with 4,000 career wins, who is hoping to win it all for the red, white, and blue. It's championship caliber driving with the title World Champion at stake, and you can see it here when the world comes to America.
This past Saturday was a good night for one of those drivers you'll see in the World Driving Championship. Canada's Jody Jamieson, driving Up the Credit, won the $1.5 million North America Cup. Jamieson came out on the backstretch first over against the favored Big Bad John and wore him down in a stretch battle that sent notice that there was a new leader among 3-year-old pacing colts. The result was a 149-3 victory in Canada's richest race.
Up the Credit, clear by a length. Big Bad John's all out. Here comes Roll with Joe and Waples on the outside from way back. Big Jim, Cup 28 on the line, and it's Up the Credit for Jamieson to win by a length.
It's unbelievable. I just want to show all the fans here. This is the 2011 Pepsi NA Cup champion, folks, right here. Take a good look.
Now, what's it mean for you, for everything you've done in your career, and for your father to give you your start to get this win and reward him like this?
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. All I got to say is Happy Father's Day, Dad. You did such a great job in this.
So Sears has put Seawood Peelers on the point now, and she leads the field across the backstretch up towards that 3/8 marker.
Are you thinking about a showdown between Up the Credit and the undefeated and apparent super filly Seawood Peelers? Plenty of racing fans are after the filly toyed with the field in last Saturday's $601,000 Fan Hanover final, also at Mohawk. When Crispy Apple and Idyllic came to her, she pulled away and scored in 150.
Seawood Peelers, she's got them by 2 lengths here, and Seawood Peelers powers away on the end of it here for Sears. Seawood Peelers to win the Fan Hanover Stakes.
When the dust settled, North America's pollsters kept the filly on top the current top 10 poll, but moved Up the Credit from 9th to 2nd. We may not know until the Little Brown Jug is drawn whether these two will hook up in a rare colt versus filly battle, but agree it would be worth the price of admission and more. Almost lost in the shuffle on the same Mohawk card was the $100,000 Mohawk Gold Cup, in which Won the West, the reigning older pacing horse, sped to a 147-3 victory, equaling the fastest mile ever paced in Canada.
They're into the final eighth of the mile. One the West is still there. Art Professor on the outside giving chase, but too late. One the West on the inside. One the West.
This is Jason Bartlett inviting you back to the track on July 15th through the 17th. See you there.
It's the one weekend you don't want to miss visiting your favorite harness racetrack, July 15th, 16th, and 17th. That's Back to the Track weekend, harness racing's most fan-friendly weekend of the year. There'll be giveaways, including a chance to win a trip to the Little Brown Jug and special wagers featuring some of the sport's top horses. Every harness racetrack in America will make fans welcome with specials designed to make the weekend one to remember. So grab a friend or two and come back to the track on July 15th, 16th, and 17th and sample the unbridled excitement of harness racing.
If you volunteered to help on Back to the Track weekend, dozens already have visited backtothetrack.com and filled out an application to be at their local track on July 15th, 16th, or 17th to help educate new fans about our great sport. It's a way you can get personally involved in our efforts to promote, and we hope you'll be part of the excitement. Be sure you visit backtothetrack.com often. Tracks are adding exciting events to their Back to the Track lineups each and every day, it seems, for what will be racing's most family-friendly weekend of the year. And have you been dipping into the guaranteed pools offered in the USTA's strategic wagering program? To make it easier, the USTA has lined up a panel of handicappers to weigh in with their opinions. Even if you're like me, wanting to make your own selections, it's always handy to have a second opinion and learn different strategies on how to play a Pick 4 ticket. Visit handicapping.ustrotting.com. That's where the winning begins. I'm John Pavlak. Thanks very much for watching. Next week, we'll look back at the Earl Beal Jr. Memorial Trot and look at the sport's top stories when we see you again on Eye on Harness Racing.